Hi, Strong Mamas. Today we're going to go through an intermediate prenatal routine. I'm going to take you through everything. We're going to go through the warm-up, the full workout itself, and the cool down, and we're going to try to fit this in less than 30 minutes. So follow along. I might move a little quickly in some points, but go ahead and pause the video if you need to just catch your breath. Especially being pregnant, you want to make sure you don't go too fast, do things too uncarefully. Make sure that you're very careful as you do things. Check your technique. Don't let your heart rate get too high as you go through these or get too overheated, okay? So slow down if you need to, but we're just gonna move right along with this routine. So starting with our warm-up, we're gonna begin with some leg swings. So you can stand over by a wall or a railing. We're just gonna swing our outside leg forward and back, nice and controlled. You want good posture as you go. So the point of the leg swings is that we're opening the hips up, okay? So we're starting to get some dynamic stretching happening in your hip joint. Just some really light stretch. You don't want to stretch so hard that it's tipping your torso around or that you're feeling too much of a stretch. So now face the wall, and you're gonna go side to side. Same thing, good posture here. Okay, don't tip forward towards the wall. Just do what's comfortable here. Let's switch legs. So we're swinging across and out to the side. Keep that leg straight, keep your posture up and back. Let's do a couple more. Okay, so after our leg swings, we're gonna get into a nice bent over position. So to find this position, just place your hands on your knees, booty's out behind you. You wanna make sure that your back is neutral, so don't let it be too arched or too rounded. So kind of find the midpoint. And from there, we're going to let the hands dangle down to the floor. If you can bend all the way down so that the hands touch the floor here, that's great. But if you can't quite get there, that's okay too. So we're going to be in this bent over position. We're going to take one hand, reach it way up to the ceiling, come back down. Now go the other way. So these are called bent over thoracic rotation. So you shouldn't be moving your hips at all. Hips stay put, but you want to feel like you're getting a stretch through your upper back and your chest as you go through this motion. Okay, let's go two more on each side. Reach way up. You want to make sure that you still have good posture. Okay, one more per side. There you go. So now we're going to bring in some weight plates. And these are going to act like little heel lifts, okay? So I'm just going to put my heels on these weight plates. If you have good hip mobility, you probably don't need to use these, but we'll practice them with the weight plates first. So with your heels lifted up on the weight plates, make sure your feet are perfectly parallel. We're going to squat down as deep as you can, and you can squat pretty deep here. Okay, make sure your knees aren't pulled in together. Make sure they're not flared too far out to the side. And in this position, you can place your hands on the floor and almost spread your knees a little bit more. I want you to give me a big inhale, big exhale, okay? And as you inhale, I want you to actually feel, your pelvic floor expand. And then as you exhale, you're gonna feel it contract, okay? So this is a little different than like a Kegel where you're forcing your pelvic floor to contract. You're actually going to gently let it expand and then contract. So in this position, inhale again, then contract. Let's reach one hand up to the ceiling. Inhale, exhale. Bring that hand down. Let's reach this hand up to the ceiling. Inhale, bring it down. A couple more on each side. And once again, every time you inhale, reach hand up. Inhale, feel your pelvic floor expand, and then it's going to contract and pull up towards your belly every time you exhale, okay? Let's go one more on each side. Reach way up, inhale. Exhale all that air out. One more this way. Exhale that air out. Okay, so after you're done with that one, gently stand up, and we're actually done with the little heel lifts so you can get rid of them. So once we're done with the deep squat, go ahead and get into a tall plank position. So shoulders directly above your hands, nice flat position. Pull your shoulders back and down. We're going to maintain a nice flat position, and we're just drawing one knee towards your chest. And we're just going to go 6 times. You can even slide your foot along the floor Don't let the rest of your body move at all. Be extremely steady. Let's go one more. And then switch legs. Pull in, very, very steady. 5, one more here. Okay, so after we're finished with this, with the tall plank, we're going to get into a deep lunge position. So extend one leg out behind you. We're going to hinge over, and you can go a little bit wider with your leg, kind of out to the side. If you're further along in your pregnancy and you just need more room for your belly to fit, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, have your knee pointing straight forward. So hands are on the floor on either side of that forward leg. Reach one hand way up to the ceiling. Bring that hand back down and reach the other hand way up. So go the other way. Bring that back foot forward, and we're going to switch legs. Okay? So reach one hand way up to the ceiling. Bring it down. Now go the other way. So we're getting a good thoracic mobility stretch here and a hip stretch. So similar to our bent over thoracic rotation in the beginning. But this time we're also getting our legs involved too. Okay, so we're going to go one more on each side. Let's bring that left foot back forward, extend your right foot back out behind you, and reach with the right hand, and reach with the left hand. Okay? After that, we're going to shift our weight over onto both feet, so both feet are parallel and wide apart, and you can stand up here. We're going to do side split squats, so hinge to one hip, and then the other, and you want to keep your trailing leg, the one that you're not bending towards, keep that one leg straight. And as you go back and forth here, you want your hips sticking way out behind you, okay? So really push your hips back. You should feel like the weight is going through the heels of your feet here. Good posture, make sure you're sitting upright. You don't want to be bent over towards the floor where your hands could be able to touch the floor. Sit upright. Let's go one more on each side. And back this way. Okay, so once we're done with that, that's a good warm up here. If you need to take a quick break, go grab some water, pause for a second, catch your breath. We're going to move right into the next portion of the workout. So this is going to be a core circuit here. Pretty simple, but we're going to work on some really good breathing techniques. So we're back to our tall plank position. So fingers flared, okay, and we're on the floor. Tall plank position, make sure your shoulders are directly above your hands, nice flat back. Press your heels away from you to really straighten your legs out. And from this position, we're going to do 5 deep breaths. So a big inhale, fill your belly as you inhale, and then a strong exhale, and you'll feel your abs contracting as you exhale, okay? We'll go another inhale. And bring your knees back down to the floor. Next, we're going to turn into a side plank position. You can be up on your hand here or on your elbow, depending on how strong your wrists are feeling. Extend up into that side plank. You can stack your feet here to make it a little bit harder. Keep hip over hip. Again, we're going to do our breathing technique. Okay, so we're going to inhale. Strong exhale. Holding steady. Inhale. Strong exhale. One more deep breath. Okay, now we're going to switch sides. So turn over to the other side. Again, be up on your hand here or your elbow, depending on how strong you're feeling. And also how well that wrist is holding up. And start your breathing. Make sure hip is over hip, shoulders over shoulder. I have a tendency to tip too far backwards. You might find that you do as well. And also don't tip too far forward. So you want to be super level. Give me one more deep breath. And carefully come back down. Next, we're going to do a bird dog. So we're going to be on your hands and knees. And you want to make sure that you're nice and level. Okay, don't have too much weight over your hands or too much weight over your knees. Keep yourself kind of 50-50 here. So a good squared up position underneath you. We're going to extend one arm forward and one leg backward. And you really want to press your heel back behind you. Take a few deep breaths here as you're holding this position. This is working on rotary stability, so making sure that you're not tipping and moving around as you're balancing on 2 points. Let's go ahead and set those sides down. Switch sides. So extend your right arm forward, thumb up to the ceiling, left heel backward. One thing we can make sure of here also is that you're not arching your back, lifting your arm and leg too high. You can almost tuck your stomach up inside of you. Probably won't feel like it can go anywhere right now, but hold it up there. Let's switch sides again. Back to our first side. So pull that stomach up so it almost gets your back into more of a neutral position. Extend that right heel out behind you as hard as you can. You'll feel your glute engaged. And then we'll switch one more time. Do some good deep breaths for me here. Bring that hand back down. From this position, spread your knees just a little bit, and we're going to rest in a child's pose. So come down, reach your arms far, far forward, and let your belly fit between your legs here. Try to relax your pelvic floor. When you inhale, you can feel that pelvic floor expanding, and then as you exhale, you can almost do a good Kegel as you exhale. So inhale. That way, as you're incorporating your breathing into also having a good pelvic floor health, okay, that's really important. So we're going to go back and do that circuit one more time through, so let's go back to the tall plank here. Holding that position, press your heels away from you. Shoulders should be right over your hands, nice and flat. Make sure your back is neutral. We're going to go 5 deep breaths here. Inhale through your nose, fill up your belly. Big, strong exhale through your mouth. Feel your belly contract as you exhale. As you're breathing, your body shouldn't shift around at all. There should be no movement other than your diaphragm and your belly. So shoulders are back. Keep yourself level. Keep your heels pressed back. One more deep breath. Bring your knees down. We're going to turn into a side plank. You can do it up on your hands again like I showed you last time. I will show you the elbows this time. So stack your feet. You're on your elbow. Let's go ahead and reach that top hand up towards the ceiling. We're going to go 4 deep breaths here. Let's switch sides. You might also find that you have one shoulder, one side that's stronger than the other. But try to match them up. Try to keep as symmetrical as you can. So hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder, feet over foot. 4 deep breaths here. And come down. Go back to that bird dog position, so you're on your hands and knees. If you would like, we can make it a little bit more challenging by having your contact points, the spot that the hand and the knee that are on the floor, we can have them more in line with each other, almost like you're on a balance beam. Okay, so instead of being squared away, you have your contact points directly forward and back from each other, okay? So reach one arm straight forward, extend the other leg straight back. This makes it much more challenging because you're trying to balance on a balance beam. Good deep breaths here. Push your heel away from you. Pull your belly up and in to keep your back nice and neutral. Let's switch sides. You can try in line on this side as well. Extend forward, thumb is up. Press your heel back. You can see that my hand and my knee are in line with each other, so it's a narrow base of support. That makes it much, much harder. Big deep breath. Switch sides again. I'll show you from the side. In line, shoulders are down and back. Press your heel back and away from you. Other hand is straight forward. Big deep breath. Let's switch sides again. It really helps if you spread those fingers out big time. Get your hand as big as you can. Shoulders down and back. Always making sure that your neck is not harboring a lot of extra tension. Keep your hips level. One hip shouldn't be higher than the other. Back is pulled up, nice and neutral. and then put that knee back down. We're going to rest in our child's pose again. So sit down on your heels, reach your arms straight forward. We're going to practice that breathing. So you're breathing and expanding your belly. You should almost feel as you breathe in, once again, that your pelvic floor expands, and then as you exhale, that pelvic floor contracts up inside of you, okay? Let's go 2 more deep breaths. 1 more deep breath. Okay, so go ahead and pause there if you need to. Go grab some water if you feel like you're overheating. Open the window, get a towel, whatever you need to do to get yourself, prevent you from overheating. We're going to pick up the pace just a little bit and work on the rest of your body. You're going to need a pair of dumbbells here. I'm demonstrating with a pair of 10s. Depending on your strength ability, anywhere from 8s to 15 is probably plenty, okay? So grab your weights. Our first exercise, we're going to do a squat to chopping lift, and I'm going to hold the dumbbells on the fat end. Okay, so hold it sideways like this. Get your feet ready to do a good squat. We're going to squat down, and as you squat down, you're reaching the weight over by the other foot, over by one foot, and then we're going to stand and lift it across and out this way. So it's almost like you're creating that diagonal line at the top. You squat, and then reach. We're going to go 6 this way. There's 4. You can kind of turn that back foot. So almost like a golf swing. Let's go 1 more for good measure. Now we're going to go the other way. So squat down, reach up and across. That squat should be symmetrical. Okay, don't come down with one squat with your weight over one leg more than the other. Squat symmetric, even though your hands are reaching to the side, and then lift up and across. At the top, it's important that you're not arching your back to get the weight up there. Just lift up and across. Let's go 2 more on this way, on this side. Good. Set it down. We're going to do push-ups next. So all that planking that we just did is setting us up for a really nice push-up here. So same position as our tall planks that we were just working on. We're going to go 8 to 12. We can stop at 8, but if you feel like doing more, go ahead. We're going to go 8 of them. So I want you to inhale as you go down, and then exhale as you come up. So you almost want to think about blowing the floor away from you. Keep your elbows back. You can be elevated here with your hands up on a couch if you need to. Let's go 2 more. Keep your body nice and flat. Heels push back. Okay, bring your knees to the floor. Our next exercise is reverse lunges. So grab both dumbbells. Stand up nice and straight, and we're just going to take a step backwards and down into a lunge, and then come straight back forward. So down and back, straight forward. That forward knee should be pointing straight forward. 4, 5, 6. We're going to go all the way to 12 here. 7, good posture, keeping those shoulders back. 8, 9, it should feel like your weight is going through that forward heel. 11, let's go 1 more. Switch legs, plant your other foot, and begin. There's 1, 2, straight back. 3, 4. Reverse lunges are a lot safer on your knee. When you step forward into a lunge, you come in at it with a lot of weight, a lot of momentum. You can mess it up really easily. So that's why I like these a lot. Good posture here. Let's go 2 more. Okay, after our reverse lunges, we're going to take these dumbbells, bring them up to the shoulders. Make sure you have a nice neutral back. Don't arch your back here. Don't tuck it way under. You want to be nice and neutral. Lock it there with your core. We're going to push one arm overhead, bring it down. Now push the other. And make sure as you're pushing overhead that you're not tipping your body. Don't push and tip. Okay, push straight overhead, bring it down. Straight overhead, bring it down. Pretend like your spine, your backbone is motionless, and it's not allowed to move anywhere. Let's go 2 more on each side. 1, 2, 2. Final exercise on the circuit. We're back to our bent over position, just like in the warm-up. Nice neutral back. Make sure that you're not arched too much or pulled under. Keep yourself neutral, and we're going to do rows. So just pull the dumbbells straight up off the floor. We're going to try for 8 of these. 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. There's 8. Set one dumbbell down. We finished that circuit. If you need to, pause the video here, get some more water, but we're going to keep moving. So we're back to that squat to chopping lift. Okay, we're going to go 6 per side. Here's 2, 3, 4. Let that back toe rotate. You can turn up on that back toe. Make sure you're not arching your back. Switch sides. You can't be up here. We're going to go 2 more. Okay, there's that side. Next, we're back to our tall plank position. We're going to do our push-ups, okay? Shoot for 8. If you want to go for 12, you can. Make them look nice no matter what. If you need to be elevated here, you can be. Put your hands up on a couch or a chair, or even a countertop if you don't think you're doing them well. Let's go 4 more. Last one. Here we go. Stand up. Grab your weights. We're going to do reverse lunges. I'm moving quick here, you guys. If you need to pause this, feel free. But we're going to keep going. This is even a good workout for not even pregnant women. This is great for everybody, actually. What I like about this routine, though, if you are pregnant, is that there's no excessive twisting. It's all low impact. It's just good strength building. You're just really working on those muscles. All of the big major muscles that need to stay strong. Let's switch legs. Step back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good posture here. 6, 7. And I was talking, not counting on the other side, so hopefully we did 12. I'm not sure. Let's go 2 more. Shoulders are back. Really nice posture. Okay, stand up. You're going to bring the dumbbells up to your shoulders. Nice neutral position with your back. Push one hand up. Bring it back down. Other hand up. Bring it back down. Yes, I know my dumbbells are disappearing at the top of the video, but I'm not turning them or doing anything weird with them up there, so hopefully you get the idea. Making sure your body isn't tipping. Let's go 1 more on each side. Good. Carefully bring them down. Finally, we're going to get into our bent over position. Booty's out behind you. Weight is through your heels. Good posture. Nice neutral back. Row. I'm going to go 8 rows. I like to tuck my chin under to keep the back of my neck long. Otherwise, I tend to crank my neck. You want to make sure you don't do that either. So tuck your chin under. Let's go 1 more. Okay. And we did it. We went through 2 sets of that circuit. Pause the video. If you need to get some water, feel free. Catch your breath. Okay. I'm going to take you through a nice cool down now. If you would like, you can stop here and do some foam rolling. Spend a good amount of time foam rolling your muscles, especially all the muscles surrounding your hips, okay? We're going to skip that for now. Not many people have foam rollers, so I'm assuming you might not, and you can put that on your list of things to do, but it's to get yourself a foam roller. So sit on the edge of your seat, find a chair or a couch, and you're just going to sit here and try to let your shoulders relax. And roll them around a little bit to really feel good posture. Keep your shoulders down your back. Tip your head side to side. From this position, place your hands right by your hip. Take one leg, extend it out straight along the floor. Let your heel come in good contact with the floor. Really big posture, and you're going to bring your chin forward and lower your chest over that knee. Okay? We're going to work on our breathing again. Find that deep stretch. Don't reach forward unless it doesn't mess with your posture. Everybody wants to reach at their legs here or at their foot, and what that does frequently is it rounds your shoulders forward and you lose good posture. So keep your hands back behind you by your hips and just focus on a really good quality hamstring stretch here. Okay, next, sit up straight. We're going to bring that foot on top of your other knee. Sit up as straight as you can. Flex this foot, flex the foot that's up here. We're going to push down on this knee. You'll feel a little bit of a hip opener. Bit of a hip stretch deep in there, up in your hip joint. So let's switch sides. We're going to extend your right leg straight forward along the floor, kicking that heel out straight in front of you, and we're just going to hinge forward. Once again, you're just bringing your chest forward. You can almost point your chin forward. Keep your hands out behind you. And lean as far forward as you need to really feel that deep stretch. Once you find that stretch, work on some good breathing here. So big, deep inhale. Good long exhale. This is probably the best way to stretch your hamstrings as you're further along in your pregnancy, simply because laying on your back is just not comfortable. So this way works very well. So now let's switch into that piriformis stretch, or that deep hip stretch. So plant one knee, or one ankle on top of the other knee. Sit up super tall. You don't want to lose your posture here. Sit up as tall as you need to. And from this position, keep this foot flexed. That will protect this knee by keeping this foot flexed. You're going to push down on that knee. Okay, so push straight down on it, and you'll feel that hip opens a little bit as you push down on it. You'll get a bit of that deep stretch in there. Try not to brace and guard against the stretches. Try to just relax and release tension surrounding that spot that's being stretched. That's where the breathing really comes in handy, because you're thinking about the breathing, and every time you exhale, you can think about releasing tension. From there, we're going to come down back onto the floor, and we're going to do a frog stretch. So you're in a kneeling position on the floor, and I want you to spread your knees as wide apart as you can, and then bring your ankles so they're directly behind your knees with your feet flexed. Then you can bring your torso down onto your elbows very gently, so that you're not cranking into that stretch too hard. You can push your hips back towards your knees, and that's going to give you a nice deep hip stretch. And you'll feel that stretch travel up into your hip flexors too. It's a good time to make sure that you don't have any extra tension in your neck. You can roll it around and feel the stretching surrounding your neck. From there, you can lean yourself forward and pull your knees together a little bit. And let's finish with our child's pose stretch that we did earlier as part of the core circuit. So reach your arms straight forward, thumbs up to the ceiling. And as you're reaching your arms forward, feel that stretch through your back, so through your lat muscles here. So really stretch forward, feel that stretch there. And drop your chin towards the floor. And get your breathing to come into rhythm. Feel your belly expand as you inhale, all the way down to your pelvic floor as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you want everything to feel like it's gently pushing the air out. And then very gently you can come up, okay? So there we have it. We did the whole thing. Hopefully we fit that in about half an hour. So you should feel like you had a really nice warm up, a great total body strengthening routine. Not too much cardio in there. You do want a little bit, and just by moving quickly between those exercises and working your muscles, you get some of that cardio, and then finishing with some nice stretches. So enjoy and come back and do it all over again.